Good morning. I'm Karen Tarantis with Social U, and it's time for What's Up Wednesday, where we come to you live every Wednesday to talk about social media marketing and digital marketing tips, tricks, and trends. All this month, we've been talking about planning and getting ready for the year, and today is no exception. Today, we're going to talk about mistakes. At least one of these mistakes is something I have asked you guys to, or just said in general for the last few years to stop doing, but people still do it. So we're still going to talk about it. Yeah, that's true. So true story. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I would love to know what you guys are interested in for our next series. I was actually thinking about doing YouTube next because we've had a lot of questions about YouTube. So why not break it down a little bit and talk about YouTube on here? Let's jump in. Okay, there's just 8 mistakes people are still making on social media. So let's start with the first one, which is a personal pet peeve of mine that I cannot apparently say enough times. Please stop posting the same thing across all channels at the same time. Stop it. It makes you look either lazy or not creative, and you don't want to come across as either as a business owner. Now, can you use the same picture on Instagram as you do on Facebook? 100%. But don't do it on the same day. And those platforms are different, and the people absorb the information differently on the platforms. So they need different captions, they need different tags. When you post on Instagram and you let it push to Facebook, Facebook doesn't understand the Instagram tags because 9 times out of 10, the handles are totally different. You have users that you can tag on Instagram that don't even have Facebook accounts. And when you push 20 different hashtags out on Facebook, you're wearing your Facebook audience out. They're not here for it. Hey, Justina, how are you this morning? It's good to see you. So please stop doing that. If you're going to do it, use different, different captions, different tags, make it unique to the platform. And there's ways that you can make it look totally different. There's different apps that can make, even Canva, where you can download an image and make it slightly animated so that you can see all there's so many different ways to do it. Just please stop posting the same thing to all the platforms on the same day. Uh-oh. Dee's admitting that she's guilty of this. I think the whole world is guilty of this, Dee. It's not just you. It's easy. That little button's right there, and it's just so easy and convenient, but you really, really don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you have unique information on all the platforms. Now, can you share it the next week? 100%. You can absolutely do it. Yep, I got a lot of guilty folks here. Yeah, absolutely. Stop doing that. You're killing me. Yeah, please stop doing that. Post it the next week. Change the caption slightly, animate the photograph a little bit, and use it as a story on Instagram and then a post on Facebook. There's ways to share the information where it looks brand new. I did a reuse and recycle video not too long ago that talks about some of this stuff. So if you guys want to go back and check that, that's not a bad idea. Okay, number 2, very common mistake. Not having a specific target audience. Okay, what does that mean? It means when I ask you, who's your target audience? The answer is not everybody. It's not everybody. And if you don't understand your audience, that lends itself to putting you on being on too many platforms. Most business owners, most businesses can only deal with about 2 or 3 platforms. It's a lot. That is a lot of content to generate, and it can be quite overwhelming. So that being said, if you don't understand your end user, you're not going to have a firm grip on your on which platform to use. If you're trying to talk to 13-year-old boys and sell them skateboards, Facebook is not the right place to be. It's just not. Now, it is for their mom and dad if mom and dad are the ones spending the money. So you need to understand not only your audience, but who is your client. What do I mean by that? I mean, as a wedding vendor, and wedding vendors are a great example. Your audience and your client are 2 different things. So your client is the bride, but your audience might be mom and dad who pay for the wedding. So that's what you need to understand so you know which platform to be on. It just makes your life a lot easier. So if you're talking directly to business owners, you're narrowing it down some. But how old are the business owners? Are they in their 30s? Or are they in their 50s? That changes the platform a lot. So those are the kind of questions you need to ask yourself. Are male or female? Where do they live? What do they look like? Are you talking to a Hispanic female in her 50s? Or are you talking to a 18-year-old white boy? Who are you talking to? Will help you identify your platform and save you a lot of time. So yeah, make sure you have your target audience in mind. Okay, number 3, there is no strategy. I joke around about this all the time. You would never get in your car and say, I think I'm hungry. I'm just going to drive around until I see something that interests me. Nope. You wouldn't get in your car and say, we have to be at that party at 8 o'clock. I don't know where it is. I'm just going to drive through some neighborhoods until I see something that looks, nope, absolutely not. It's very difficult to get where you're going with no map. And the same thing is true of your strategy. If you don't know, excuse me, I'm sorry. If you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there. So strategy is how you identify what do you want to happen. What is your primary objective? Is it brand awareness? Is it lead generation? Is it building your community? That's what you need to know before you step into your social media plan, because it will help you generate that plan with that target in mind. Okay, number 4, bad posts or bad content will make people unfollow you faster than anything else. And the number one will be number 5. I'll get into that in just a minute. Okay, so some examples of bad content. With Canva being as robust as it is, there is no excuse for using a bad graphic or copyrighted graphic ever. My team, we post for many accounts, and on Martin Luther King Day, we had some folks in our group chat said, we've used all the pictures. We need new images that are not copyrighted. Where do we go? New York Library has over 250,000 images that are free. We found several pictures in there that no one else was using. It's got great content. I have a resource. I have a list of free graphic images that you can use, but Canva is amazing. And especially if you pay for Canva, it unlocks all the doors and you can use just about anything there is. And seriously, there's just no excuse to Google an image and use something that's got a watermark on it. Nothing says rookie like using a watermarked image or a meme that you didn't make yourself. Now, memes are great for marketing for business, especially in this day and age. A lot of businesses are leaning into humor. Just make it yourself. If you want to make it on Canva, you can. If you want to have a meme generator, you can totally do that. Becky says, pet peeve, a pic that is completely unrelated to the caption. Yeah, that makes me crazy. Not as crazy as watermarks on a picture do. There's just no need for it. Seriously, Canva has done in the last year, apparently they decided they were going to take over the world, and they're on track to do that. There's so many different things now you can use them for. I don't understand why anybody would pay. Adobe's going to come for me. Why would you pay for that when you can pay for Canva for $12 a month and get all this cool stuff? Just my opinion. Love me some Canva. Okay. Technical errors. If you think no one is paying attention to your posts, misspell a word. Yeah, they'll come for you. Misuse a hashtag. Don't format it like it's supposed to be. Omit the caption. Leave the URL in the post on Facebook. There are so many crazy things you can do. I love Canva, and they have added so much new stuff just in the last year that seriously, I could take a whole hour and show you guys literally what they have added every month. One of my favorite things are the wavy letters. I love those things. They're so cool. Okay. But yeah, don't do that. Technical error, there's no excuse for in this day and age, again, for having a grammatical error. That's what Grammarly is for. That's what spell check is for. So use it. Hashtags, you absolutely 100% have to check your hashtags before you use them. I can't say that. Let me say that again. Check those hashtags before you use them. I cannot tell you how many times we've audited an account to find out they're using hashtags that don't have anything to do with their industry, or that have already been claimed by the adult industry, which is a very negative, or been claimed by another negative industry. And I'm not even going to name other examples, but let your imagination go crazy. Anita says, if you guys want a Canva class, I can do a Canva class and teach you all the different stuff Canva will do. There's a ton of new stuff it'll do. If you haven't seen their brand kits, so cool. Okay, so back to technical errors, spelling, using the wrong hashtag, not having a good caption. If you're going to post an article on T Park says yes. Okay, maybe we do need to have, so does Kathleen Roberts, so does D Park. Okay, maybe we do need to have a Canva class. Okay, if you're going to have any kind of hashtag, you need to check it. And if you're going to have a URL as part of your Facebook post, once the thing auto populates, take the URL off. It's ugly. Nobody wants to see that. And then something else that would be considered in the category of bad posts, especially if you're on Instagram, do not have a private account that people can't tag you in. That's crazy. You're a business, be a business. Have a business account. We have, for the last 2 months, I have gone to war with Facebook because we're trying to get access to an Instagram account for a nonprofit. It is an agency. They have all their paperwork in place, but the volunteer who set up the Instagram, who is using the URL that I need, they can't find them. And because they didn't set it up as a business account, Instagram won't let me have access to it. It's personal. You can't have access to that, no matter what documentation I've sent. 2 months. Seriously. So I'm sure it's business account and then it's public. No, Nita, you're not the only one. Looks like we might be having a Canva class. Okay, number 5, not selling. This may be counterintuitive because you guys have heard me say, don't oversell. You don't be car salesman-y. And that's true, but you can undersell too. And I'm the worst. I'm guilty. This is mine that I'm guilty of. I forget to tell people we sell stuff. I do it all the time. My team will do it better than I will. I was doing a presentation not too long ago and I was answering questions, and one of my team members, I think it was Becky, jumped in and said, or Leah, we sell that. Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, I forget sometimes. So, and you assume people know. Well, you may not know. Do we offer websites? Yeah, I have the best web guy in the world. Do we do audits? Absolutely. We can do corporate audits. We can do personal audits for solopreneurs. Do we offer training? Yeah. I've trained social managers all over the country, social media managers all over the country. So yes, these are just a few of the things we do. And I forget sometimes that everybody doesn't know that. And you can oversell. That's being too salesy is the number one. Well, one of the top 2 reasons. Number 6 is the number 1 reason that people stop following you, but you don't want to pitch. Here's a little piece of information, pitch. You kind of want to weave it in to what you're doing. And yes, we have clients who are very insistent on the pitch, big pitch. But you can't leave it out either. You do have to sometimes sell stuff. Oh, Rachel knows we have the best web guy ever. Love him. There's a reason Becky calls him sweet angel baby. We love him. He's awesome. Best hosting, hands down, killer. Love my web guy. Okay, number 6. Overposting or underposting. Overposting is like the number 1 reason people will abandon your page. So what is overposting? For most accounts, it's Anita and Rachel know. For most accounts, it's posting more than 1 time a day. And we've tested this. I've seen it happen where you have an account where you have a post and it'll get 100 views. And then a few hours later, a second post, it'll get 50 views. And then a little while later, a third post will get 25, and then it'll go down to 7. So the more you post, you're wearing your audience out. And we're talking about pages that have, like HubSpot, who did this research, that have thousands upon hundreds of thousands of followers. You really only need 1 post on Facebook a day. Now, unless your audience is super engaged, and we do have a micro influencer we work with who has about 10,000 followers, and her audience is very tuned in, so she can get more than 1 post a day. She's the only one I'm aware of that can handle something like that. Retail can sometimes handle that stuff. It just depends on the season and depends on the vendor. But for the most part, just one a day. Would that apply to MailChimp communication too? Can you overdo it with email? 100%. Now, the stats on email are amazing. Most, like 70% of consumers, look forward to brand generated emails, which I thought was a little weird. And then I thought, well, yeah, I do. I look forward to that stuff too. You can absolutely wear your audience out. But again, it depends on the industry. It depends on the message. It depends on the vendor. We have one vendor that's a retail vendor, and we do 3-day sales every month. And if we don't send an email about the sale every single day, people get upset. I didn't know. I didn't see the email the first day. So we have to do it every single day. You can wear your audience out. So D, I would say that's a kind of a individualized question. Normal mail email is once a week for most businesses. If you can handle doing one every day, my hat's off to you, but that is a lot of content to generate. I'm just saying. Or under posting, I think it makes you look lazy or careless. If somebody goes to your Facebook page and there hasn't been a post since April of 2020, that looks terrible for your business. So you have to have that consistent medium. 3 a week is great. If you can handle 5, 5 is killer, but do what you can handle. 3 is great. Okay, number 7. Not engaging or responding. Why? You spent all this time and energy to engage your end user and they leave a comment and crickets. You don't respond, you don't call, you don't write. It really, seriously, it leaves a bad taste in the person's mouth. And the younger the user, the more engaged they will be with a brand. Okay, what do I mean? I mean, most users under the age of 30 love engaging with the brand themselves, and they will talk to you if you talk to them. If you don't talk to them, it's very negative and they won't come back. So make sure you're engaging especially with your younger users. Listen to your audience. They will tell you a lot of times what they're looking for, like when they want Canva class, apparently. So looks like I'm going to have a Canva class off to the side. So you guys let me, again, if that's something you need, that's something we can do. And then the number, to me, this is my big pet peeve, and it's the last one of the most common mistakes that I see. Renting instead of owning. What do I mean? I mean, Facebook doesn't belong to me. Facebook belongs to a gremlin, not me. So all the followers I have on Facebook, they're not mine. And if tomorrow, if they decided to shut the doors, would I have access to all those people? Probably not. So it's critical for you to get that email. That's when you own the lead, is when you have their email. When you have their contact information, their phone number, their email, that's when you own that lead and it's yours. If you're talking to them on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, no matter the platform, that's still rental property. That property can go away at any minute, sadly. So make sure that you get them all the way through the sales funnel. That's what social media is for. You engage, you like it, you build that like trust factor, you talk to your audience, and then when they like you and they're ready to work with you, they'll give you their email so they can get your free stuff on your emails. And then when they're ready to buy, ideally, they'll buy it from you. That's how the whole process works. Are you leaving out the part where you get the email? Because again, I'm guilty of this, about not getting the email when I should. So that's it. That's it for me, guys. Now, I can do little teasers for graphics for next month. I can do YouTube for next month. I would just like to do something a little bit different. So you guys tell me what you want. I'm happy to schedule a Canva class. If you guys want to do that, we can. Just let me know. I will be around. That's it for me today. Those are the big pet peeves. Those are the big sins. Please let me know if you have any questions. I absolutely watch these comments, direct messages. We monitor them pretty closely. So if you need anything, I'm just a quick comment away. Happy to answer your questions. Until then, until next week, excuse me, I am Karen Taradas with Social U, and I am here to help. And I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining me this morning.